right, bruh. I thought I was done for the day, man. We dropped the document 80 reaction today. We streamed for like an hour and a half or something like that. And I've been seeing this clip go around, right? Like I've been seeing this clip go around, this Joe Budden clip that we got to get into because I just have some quick thoughts on it. And I think I don't know if for the most part if people are in agreement. I haven't seen too many people speak on the side of Chance. But let's just take a look at this clip real quick. Joe Budden Podcast believes that Chance the Rapper's album deserves a Grammy over the Clipse and Kendrick Lamar's GNX. He noted that Kendrick is a Grammy darling, so they might award it to him. That's kind of the basic gist of it, but I think the conversation around it is something that we need to discuss. Now, the one thing that I don't want to do, because I think I'm going to talk about a couple of different artists here. I have a couple of other albums pulled up that I want to take a look at with you guys. But the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm a firm believer in you don't have to down diss or put another side down in order to big one side up. I'm from Chicago, right? I'm from Chicago. Chance is one of the biggest and best musicians to come out of Chicago, period. So there's never any disrespect there. I love that team over there. I actually spoke to them. But I think it's something that we have to talk about. So let's go ahead and just take a listen to the clip.
Chance album is going to get shunned.
Which is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
What you mean shunned? It ain't gonna get a nomination?
I think it's a better album than GNX. I think it's a better album than Clipse album.
But wait, what's shunned though? If it's nominated,
he's saying he don't think.
First of all, opinion is opinion. If you think the album is better, you think the album is better. There's no metric. There's no rubric with the right answers or answer key that anybody has that says this album is better because of this. Everybody's preferences are different. So I'm not going at Imani over that, but I think, that's his preference, even though mine may be different.
I think from what I'm hearing so far, I think it's a better album than all. Don't get me wrong, all the other things that go into those albums make those albums important. But if you're talking about just music and just
got the album of the year.
all that Chance album
You done said
is.
that about 9 albums.
I love Chance.
Because the new album comes out.
all his people.
Nah, yo.
Well, you change your album of the year quickly.
No,
or we've been blessed enough
No, we've been blessed
to get
to have-
that much great music this year.
And that's another piece I wanted to mention is that we've gotten so much great music this year. We've had several albums. We've had Freddie Gibbs. We've had Jid drop an album. Obviously, we've had GNX. I'm missing one. Alfredo 2, God Does Like Ugly, Starline, and GNX. And if I'm not mistaken, there's another album in there that dropped. I know Ray Vaughn dropped the album since then, or a project since then. It wasn't an album. And then we also had a Joey Badass album that nobody is talking about. Not even a little bit. Let's continue.
Because GNX was it for me all the way up until Clipse.
When did
Clipse.
GNX come out?
Clipse. That's what I wanted to look at real quick. My bad. That's the other album. My bad. I'm like, bro, I know there's another album that I'm missing in there. Okay, so we got 5 albums to discuss.
Oh, y'all.
Last year,
like was it November?
It was like November 2024.
it wasn't that
Maybe
early.
October.
Yes, it was. Because I thought it was closer to Super Bowl time. No.
GNX came out before
No, I
New
think it was
Year's.
November.
Yeah, but we got
it
four.
was in 2024.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but closer to
But
Super
GNX was my choice until the Clipse, and then now with Chance, it's like, I don't think anything else.
November 22nd.
I think the Clipse is going to win it, but I think because they got the narrative and the
Thanksgiving time,
momentum, but I think Chance should win it.
Wow.
I think
Now, I mean, that's the thing though. Like, I don't know how anyone here listens to the albums. And when I say that, I say, are you listening to it in passing? Are you listening to it in the car while you got things going on? I don't know if they drive their own cars or if they getting driven places. I don't know if you putting it on in the house and you listening to it that way. But I know over here, we listen to albums differently, right? Like, we listen to albums for the substance, for the bars, for the metaphors, for the wordplay, for the punchlines. We listen for all of that, for the production. We listen for everything. So I don't know how they listen to albums to come up with what they come up with. And respectfully, I do disagree, but they're entitled to their opinion. I don't think Chance's album Starline is better than, I would say, maybe 3 of the albums, and we'll discuss that too.
The Clipse should win it. I think Kendrick will.
I think
win it.
GNX should.
I don't think Kendrick's gonna win.
Based on impact and how much I actually really listen to it, I probably would put GNX first.
Yo, that
but it's a dogfight. I want to be
Chance
clear.
album, bro, is
Kendrick got to move. Kendrick got to get to the back of the line and share the stage.
we
already gave
you
9 versions of every award.
That's why I don't think he's gonna get it.
We're not being honest about Kendrick's album, man.
I'm being.
I never like
we
the way
talking
y'all
over
did.
each other. We talking over each other.
So it's Chance.
All right, man. So the get to the back of the line, like, I don't know if there's an agenda or what the agenda is here, but the get to the back, like, if you're up and you're winning, you're just winning. So now at this point, the bias is showing its head, and now Kendrick has won so much and has been so celebrated that now you're just tired of the celebration and you're not necessarily looking at things from a quality perspective and saying it's a better album. You're just saying it's very good, but I'm tired of seeing him win. It's like Floyd Mayweather. At some point, people just started tuning into Floyd Mayweather to watch him lose. The same thing with Mike Tyson. Same thing. Great athletes, people who are, at least in their prime or at their time, the best at what they did. Michael Jordan, you just want to, we just want to see bro lose. Somebody else got to win. Patrick Mahomes, we want to see him lose. Somebody else got to win. And I think that it does get a little weird, because if they just the best, bro, and if it's their time, it's their time. I don't care if you don't want to see them win or not.
Can I just say,
Kendrick is and has been Chance. I'm not gonna say.
I ain't hear you say
Kendrick's a Grammy darling.
He is, but he earns it though. It ain't like
I'm finna say, bro. Okay, so Imani comes out and he says he earns it. Saying that Kendrick is the Grammy darling is basically saying he wins when he shouldn't win. How else would you read that? Chat, let me know in the comments. How else would you read that? He's the Grammy darling. So he wins when he shouldn't win? Or is he winning because what he's putting out is actually Grammy worthy and he should be winning? I have to know what you guys think about that in the comments.
Whatever.
What you about to say about this album?
I don't think it aged as well as people would like to think it did. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I
still listen to that album.
It's my least favorite of his albums.
It's my second
favorite.
Listen, opinion is opinion. Opinion is opinion. But what I'm gonna say is I don't think it ages as well as people think it do. Okay, as people think it does. So if we just look at the GNX album in itself, Whacked Out Murals, Squabble Up on the radio consistently, Luther still on the radio consistently, Man at the Garden is one of the best written songs I've ever heard. Hey Now, okay, I give you Hey Now. Reincarnated? Are we listening? TV Off, still on the radio. Dodger Blue, come on, bro. Peekaboo? Hard Part 6, not on the radio. So there's only a couple of songs that you're not hearing just because you're hearing it everywhere. Some of these songs you just go back to because you love how they're written. You love the storytelling. GNX and Gloria. Oh my God. Like these songs have such staying power as a fan of music. Now, I'm not saying that Starline doesn't have some of those, but we'll take a look at what Starline has to offer too.
You like Mr. Morale better?
I do.
You like To Pimp a... No, man.
To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album of his.
I got it.
So
I'll leave it alone.
But don't get me wrong, it's still a dope album, and I'm not trying to step on it in that way. But as far as we talking about just how it grew on me, I'm not really running back to listening to it. I hear me listening to this Chance album and this Clipse album way more than I'll ever go back to this.
The thing about it, bro, is you don't have to run back to the GNX album because it's being run for you. Is what I'm saying. Like the amount of times you hear it just because it's on wherever you are, you don't have to run back to it. So it may be like because they hear it so much that it's kind of losing its punch, which is completely understandable. But I want to take a look at Starline.
I'm gonna listen to Chance album. Like that's
I'm still dissecting.
Yes.
Chance's
Only
album.
thing I don't like about the Chance album a little bit, and this is why I think I've been listening to it so much. And know what's crazy? When he sat here, he told us some of the metaphors that he was using. I wouldn't have caught him. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I wouldn't have caught him. The only thing I don't like about the Chance album is it's a little mumbly. It's not as clear.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
And that's the part that I wanted to mention is when he's talking about he wouldn't have caught the metaphors. Now I'm sure, I'm positive I didn't catch every metaphor, but I know that we listen to catch metaphors over here. And the mumbling part, like I won't say it was mumbly, but he sang a lot on his album. And that was my one, if you go back to my reaction, that was my one main gripe with the album is that he sang so much on it. And I just want to hear him rap. So I get what he's saying, how tonally it might have been a little a little off for some people. But for me, it was just that he sang so much.
He roll into it. So I gotta.
Oh, I think that's. I hear what you're saying, but
bro, he's killing that album.
That album is great.
That fucking album is
very
amazing.
good album.
That album is amazing.
No,
He's
More
killing
Men
that
to me
album.
is my favorite song of the year.
Yeah,
That album is amazing.
No,
He's
More
killing
Men
that
to me
shit.
is my favorite song of the year.
But that's the thing though. Chance has a couple of songs on this album that genuinely make me feel like this is what I want to hear. And you can't discredit that. He does have a couple of those on the album.
Bro,
That's
he
an
is
amazing
smoking that
song right
album,
there.
B. I'm not gonna hold
First
you.
those things, the song of the year for me. Hip hop song of the year.
So if an album
that'd be my
has
number two.
the hip hop
That's my
song
song.
of the year
I'm with you on
and
that.
Malice is still my rapper of the year,
For sure.
it would just mean something differently if the Clipse won it versus
And I feel
Kendrick
like-
won it.
And the song I
agree.
voted
And-
for, I actually voted for Chance for Letters for rap song of the year.
But I understand what he's saying about the Clipse and it would mean something for them to win for hip hop. Like I get that, but it's also like, would you rather the Clipse win a participation medal or do you want them to win because their project was better than GNX? Now, those are the two projects that I see most people arguing or debating which will win album of the year. Both excellent albums, and Let God Sort Them Out's rollout's probably one of the best rollouts we've ever seen. They performed at the Vatican. So there's a lot behind that album, but when we just listen to the music, you know, like I want to know where you guys land with that.
Maybe rap performance of the year, I forget which one, but that was the one for me.
I do want. I will say this for legacy's sake and for just the spirit of hip hop. I would love to see the Clipse go up there.
Me too.
I want I would love that. That to me would be
I feel like
amazing.
Pusha is old that. I don't feel like he owed that. I would love to see.
I get what
them
you're
niggas
saying.
win. I would love to see. I think it would bode well for hip hop.
Wasn't it just last
But
year?
would it not bode well for hip hop for Kendrick to win just because he again? I don't think any of these answers are wrong. That's what I'm saying. And that's why there's no disrespect here because I thoroughly enjoy all of these albums. I enjoyed all of them.
That they gave Kendrick all them Grammys?
Yes, bode well for hip hop.
Wasn't it just last year that they gave Kendrick all them Grammys?
Yes, last Grammys that just passed.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
What do you, gave them Grammys? Wasn't it just last year they gave Kendrick all them Grammys? I don't want to see that again. So you mean to tell me if an artist works hard and consistently puts out great music and consistently gets rewarded for it, you don't want to see them win because you saw it before? That's crazy. That's like saying, bro, we're tired of you getting awarded top podcast. Let somebody else win. Ain't that why you go to work every day? Or isn't that why? I don't know. Maybe it's not, but isn't that, don't you want to be rewarded for being the best hip hop media space or one of the best hip hop media spaces? Right? Like, I just don't understand how you want to see somebody lose because you're tired of seeing them winning. That is a very, very weird mindset.
Yeah. He cleaned up. And I didn't think
without album. I don't want to see it again. I don't.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
I'd be proud and happy.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So it's going to mean something different to see them two brothers.
I think the industry also wants
I don't disagree with that either.
Hip hop standing in this is what we've been doing for the last 2 decades. We didn't deviate. We didn't do nothing different. We didn't play the games that the industry plays. We didn't do none of that shit. We put out a project that we genuinely and sincerely, this is what we do. And for them to win that grant, I would be proud.
We brought this shit to the Vatican.
Yes, bro.
Right. I don't disagree. That's the point, bro. Like, I'm not disagreeing with their thoughts on Clipse and what they've done and what they presented to us and how and what they had to go through to present it to us. You know what I'm saying? But when you're looking at the best rap album, or excuse me, the album of the year, you're not looking at everything around it. Like, you're not looking at what they did and how they had and the struggle. You're just looking at the product, right? So that's the most comparable to me is Clipse and GNX. Let God sort them out, and GMX is the most comparable to me. I think that's the fight. I don't necessarily think the fight is Starline at this current moment. It's also very new.
Yeah. No, that was fire.
Yes.
That was fire.
See, I think shit like that, like all that other shit like that, we took the shit to the Vatican. That's going to resonate.
And I'm saying the narrative. That's what I'm saying. They have the narrative. They have the momentum.
They got everything.
I just don't think they
and
made
the
best
music
album
to back it up.
And I'm saying is, it could probably be a little too quick take and just me living in the moment. I would love to see Mobb Deep get nominated. I think that
they're not eligible.
Yeah,
they're not. Next following year.
Next year. Well,
it's September to September.
When we talk about hip hop albums,
album.
that album is amazing to me.
It is.
Fire.
That's why I hate October releases, because by the time, unless you're Kendrick, by the time the next Grammy's up, people forgot because it's been a year of music. And people think, didn't you already win that one? Like, a lot of people think Kendrick already win. Yeah, so it throws people off.
Yeah. I would be super duper proud.
But I like that. I like that Birds winning for rap song.
Yeah,
I like that.
Or performance.
Or rap performance. Yeah.
Oh my God. That performance.
Yeah,
it's fire.
Well, I think performance for me lends more to like Letters or something that was a little bit more dexterous vocally. Like performance to me implies like you did some extraordinary
performing on the song.
Performing of the.
All right, man. So that's that. Like I said, the intention is not to down anybody or discredit what they've done. The intention is just to look at what we have. So quickly, Starline. I want to look at Starline. Starside intro. The Ride remix did something for me because I'm from Chicago, right? Do you want to ride? I don't think people outside of Chicago, or at least the Midwest, let me say the Midwest, probably feel this in the way that we feel that song here. No More Old Men is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. The Negro Problem, a great song. Drapetomania, I wasn't really a super fan of that. Back to the Go, I was a fan of that. The Highs and the Lows, that was okay. Space and Time, I don't really remember Space and Time. Link Me in the Future, I didn't like Link Me in the Future. Link Me in the Future was a little sing-songy for me. Like, he did too much singing on that. Gun in Your Purse, no, I didn't like that. Tree, I actually really did like Tree. Burn Your Block, Burn Your Block. I wasn't a fan of that. I think there's too many of the one. It's a very long album, 17 songs. Well, not very long. Letters was decent. Speed of Light, that was nice. Pretty, Just a Drop, and Speed of Love featuring Jasmine Sullivan. So, like I said, to me, if you're talking album of the year, I don't think that there should be very many songs that you don't recall or you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it should be something that's like at least every song you are there's an attachment to. So that's Starline, right? So I'm already saying, like, I don't think there's enough. I think the ones that are on here though are very powerful, but I don't think it's enough to win album of the year. And that's just my personal opinion. You can definitely discuss that in the comments. But then you got Jid's album, which people, you know, have seemed to have forgotten about. He's got 15 songs on his album. You Ugly, come on, bro. The intro track, Glory, Work, Community, G's, VCRs, Skate, What We Own, Wholeheartedly, No Boo. That one was crazy. And we vibing on McAfee of Blue. K-Word for Keeps. Now, personally, this probably would be a little bit higher for me than Starline. Alfredo 2 was another really good album. Enchilada, Lemon Pepper Steppers, Shangri-La, Lavish Habits. There's a bunch of songs on here, but again, still not enough to win album of the year. Then you go to Let God Sort 'Em Out, The Birds Don't Sing, Chains and Whips, POV, So Be It, Ace Trumpets, All Things Considered, Mike Tyson, Blow to the Face, EBITDA, 10 Times the EBITDA, FICO, Inglorious Bastards, So Far Ahead. I'm so far ahead, bro. These niggas behind. Let God Sort. I know every song on this album. That's why, for me personally, I think it's higher up. If it's not GNX, it's Let God Sort 'Em Out. It isn't Starline in my personal opinion. Every song on this album hits, and I know all of them. And then of course we got GNX, which we already went through. So let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. I think the issue of bro calling him a Grammy darling is weird because it makes it seem like Kendrick didn't work for it when we in fact know that it's not being awarded anything if it's not earned. He earned those Grammys for those songs. They didn't give it to him. He earned them. So the whole media darling thing is crazy. Grammy darling thing is crazy. And then being not being happy for somebody because they've won too much is weird. What are the comments saying? Delusional. When biases take hold of the chat, people start reaching facts, Charles. Bruh, which one of these albums have the depth and slaps that GNX has? Man at the Garden, depth. Man at the Garden, Reincarnated, Heart Part 6, and Gloria. Slaps, TV Off, Squabble Up, Peekaboo, Dodger Blue. Clipse, Nor Chance don't have. Now, I won't say that the slaps are a little bit different. I don't think the Clipse album was meant for that. Didn't he win 5 Grammys last year? Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't want to see that again. Where were you niggas when people were giving 15+ year run claims to the Canadian Diddy, but since Kendrick is in his 3rd year in a row running, y'all trying to hate on him. GNX should easily win both rap and album of the year at the Grammys. Yeah, he's a Grammy darling, but that's because he puts out the best product by far. See? Chance the Rap album is fire, but it absolutely is not better than Let God Sort 'Em Out or GNX. GNX deserves album of the year. Clipse rap album of the year. Chance album was not better than Jid's. See? I like the Chance album, so it should win album of the year. Imani and Mark are funny with that one. That Garbage Podcast is losing relevancy. So I think that was my next thing to say too, was as a hip hop media space, you should not be allowing your biases to come through when you talk about things like that, because I feel like the voices reach far, right? Their voices reach very far. And, but I mean, the other part to that, I guess, is that people will call them out. Like I'm seeing people call them out and say, that's just not the right way to approach this kind of topic. It's their opinion. They're cool with that. I don't think they disrespected anybody other than saying Kendrick is a darling, Grammy darling, which I think is just whack because he absolutely earned everything. And I'm rambling. I love you guys so much, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know how you feel about these, this video, these comments in the comments below. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.